How was your afternoon?
We asked the questions.
Oh, you asked the questions? Ask this.
Phil, what was your perspective on the late call at sent Hunter at the free throw line? And as they reviewed it, did you always think he was gonna end up there, or were you thinking maybe TCU would still get the ball?
I had no idea what was going on until I saw it, and then, you know, it was an easy call. But thought Hunter sold it well, because if he hadn't sold it, they wouldn't have stopped the play. And then, you know, it was an obvious call, but it was unfortunate because, you know, unintentional. I don't, you know, but you know, the arm definitely swung and definitely was above the shoulder and the mouth, and then he made the free throws, and then we screwed up a play and somehow lucked out, and then we executed perfectly, you know, on the last one.
Coach, obviously a wild, I don't know, final 5 minutes or whatever. How did you think you guys finished down the stretch? I mean, what was the key going into the final play, and how did you think they executed?
I thought we executed great. You know, other than the, you know, there's pressure to play when you're always behind. You know, we didn't get the lead, and so we're playing from behind, whether it be 2 or 4. You got to score. We did a great job in that situation, and then when it was tied, was the worst day. I mean, terrible execution when they stole the ball, but it led to the foul, and then, you know, down, you know, they're down the stretch. You know, I think PV got loose on the offensive rebound, if I'm not mistaken, and then, you know, fortunately it was under 30. You know, we went 2 for 1, so they got the ball back with 38 or whatever it was, so we knew we'd get the last shot, and fortunately we were able to play without calling a timeout, and then we executed it perfectly. Fortunate they fronted the post, which is what we hoped to do, to keep the ball away from Hunter, and we were able to make a good pass. Juan made a great pass.
Coach, what were just your thoughts on the way Tennyson played, number 11, played for TCU tonight?
Yeah, he was great. You know, Jamie has said publicly that he was their best shooter since Desmond, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he played great, and we did a terrible job guarding him, but I thought he was terrific. I thought their whole team played great. I thought it was a great basketball game. What the difference in the game that was their best offense was our offense. I mean, we threw the ball to them, unforced errors, threw it to them, and then they forced some too. But you know, transition offense, you can talk about it all you want to. You can't get back if it's 3-on-1s and 2-on-1s if you turn it over, and that's what happened tonight. It's just that our ball handling and passing was so poor, but you know, fortunately we rebounded the ball for the most part fairly well, and you know, we shot a pretty good percentage when we did turn it over.
Coach, how important is it for you to find a 4th option besides your big 3? First half, everybody else got 1 point, and those 3 got 40. How important moving forward is it to find somebody else?
Well, I mean, I've said this all along. You know, we're all for that. You know, Juan had a terrible first half. So by Juan's standard, of course, he makes the hardest shot of the game too. So, and he made the pass to win it. So obviously he did some good things, but I think he'd be the first to tell you that, you know, he doesn't turn the ball over like that normally, but we're laboring. I mean, Marco didn't have a effective game offensively, and you know, Johnny and Nick were both fine offensively, but you turn it over and at least the layups, it's hard to keep playing, staying in. So yeah, we're all for somebody else stepping up, but you know, we're not going to win all our games with 4 guys doing all the scoring, but you know, that's the way it was today. We need a Marco to come through and do some things offensively and be a stopper defensively. But today we really only had 3 guys that were effective on the offensive end.
Just on that note, what was going through your mind that stretch where you cycled through the 3 freshmen after the half, and then what did you think of what Nick provided after that?
Well, I thought of the guys, he was the best of the guys, without question, and he made 2 real good plays in defensive transition. So and the layup he made was strong over somebody, and then of course he made a shot, but then he had a terrible turnover that led to a layup too. So, but I thought Nick did well. He seemed a little shaky the first half, but I thought he was much better second half.
What stood out to you most about what KJ did for you guys on just both ends of the floor?
Well, you know, we can sit here and we say the same thing every game. He was great. You know, he's, you know, made his free throws. He gets 10 rebounds, 7 and 8 from the field. He made a terrible play in transition, which led to a 3 with Tennyson in transition when he tried to skip it. But you know, he's playing lights out. You know, he and Hunter were really good today, really good.
And for you, just on the defensive end of the floor for you guys, where do you feel like the issues were that led to the breakdowns?
Well, this is what's confusing. Now, we had breakdowns, don't get me wrong. You know, if you take 22 points off of 81, where we threw the ball to them and they went and made a layup, that is, you know, that's holding them to 59 points. You know, now granted, you can't ever do that, but guys, our defense needs work. But our offense was their best offense. We had more assists to them than we had basically throw it to our team. So I'd have to watch the tape to say too much about our defense.
Anything else? Gary?
It's hard guarding 2-on-1s.
We were talking to Hunter about his play at the end of the game, and he said he wasn't nervous. He likes to think of himself as a clutch player. What do you think of his performance after getting smashed in the face?
Well, it was only about 58 seconds of performance, I think, after he got smashed in the face. But you know, he made the free throws, and then you know, we didn't get the defensive rebound, so I'd have to watch that. Maybe he could have done something there, but fortunately, you know, we went 2 for 1, and I think they got the ball with 40, 42, something like that, and then wasn't enough time for them to go 2 for 1. So worst case scenario, we get the last shot, game tied, and that's what ended up happening. Then we executed pretty good on that last play.
Were you able to talk to Ernest in the line?
Yeah, I said something to him before the game, and I told him he played well and hope he does well, and those were 2 big free throws he hit. So.
Anything else? Matt?
Thanks. When you talk about your defense, I know you want to watch it too, but Hunter was in here saying it's just great to go out there with a bunch of guys who are just winners. They know how to finish, win games, that kind of thing. Did you feel like the last 3, 4, 5 minutes it kind of clicks like that, and there's a gear that you guys can take it to? Are you seeing that at all with this group?
I'm seeing that the guys all think that they'll figure it out. You know, we didn't figure out against Marquette, but it wasn't a game that was close enough to figure out. I think we just 15 or 16 or whatever it was. I do think the guys have confidence they can figure it out. You know, TCU, I had to watch the tape, but they did a lot of good things, but they also played take on the second half too, and made a lot of good individual plays, which is something that every team that we have had, you're gonna have to deal with stuff like that. You know, if you guard their actions, which we didn't do a great job, but it wasn't bad. You guard their actions, the next thing you know, you're relying on guys to make individual plays. I really felt like their players did a better job of making individual plays, and our players did a good job making individual plays. But I do think from an execution standpoint, from our perspective, we got the ball around the rim several times. They got it around the rim by driving it one-on-one. We got it around the rim by passing it. So, you know, our defense needs to get better, but that was not our problem today. Our problem today was our offense.
And then with KJ, it's asked you this after Kentucky matching up against athletes there, athletes here today. How huge is he in games where you face a team just loaded with athletes? And
Well, you know, Miller was, you know,
Right.
he was unbelievable first half, and he had a great game. But I loved it with so much time left, and Miller's out there talking, and KJ's talking right back to him, and they're having fun. I love that, and that's what this league is all about. You know.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.